With its 2015 redesign, the Sonata's taken on a more traditional appearance, one pretty well divorced from the chrome-trimmed excesses of its recent past. It's more even-tempered and probably will age better, but it's no doubt a more sober take than a Fusion or Malibu. The cockpit works well with a subdued theme, it's framed like the dash on a vintage German sedan, a bit formal, and it cleans up nicely with carbon fiber and aluminum look trim. One of the lighter cars in its class, the Sonata was also one of the first to move to an all-4-cylinder lineup, and it doesn't want for more. The base 185 horsepower 2.4-liter inline-4 and the twin-scroll turbocharged, 245 horsepower 2.0-liter inline-4 are free-revving engines that deliver their power fairly quietly and almost free of vibration. With either engine, you get a 6-speed automatic transmission with Shiftronic manual controls and quick, smooth shifts. All Sonatas get a 3-mode driving selector. The Sonata's biggest improvement in this generation is in ride quality. It's settled at any speed, and compliant. Sport versions get slightly stiffer tune and bigger tires. In either case the steering isn't entirely communicative, but it's responsive enough. All three Sonata powertrains perform well on the EPA cycle. The Sonata Eco's 38 mpg highway rating drops to 31 mpg on the limited. There's really not a bad pick here. Compared to the bold last generation sedan, the current Hyundai Sonata dials things down a few notches. We give the Sonata a 6 for styling. The tapered shape is still quite handsome, while the cabin is quite plain. Inside, the Sonata has a very straightforward look, with a big horizontal zone filled with a touchscreen and controls. The center screen's framed off inside a trapezoid that looks utterly German, and the stack is rich with knobs and buttons. It's a formal appearance, and a bit like the design used in the closely related Kia Optima. The cabin is trimmed in good grades of plastic and leather. The printed wood grain pieces aren't convincing, but the textured looks meant to mimic carbon fiber and aluminum do a fine job of dressing up a somewhat sober den. In all, it looks built to be durable, not vivid. The current Sonata has been controversial, just like the last one. The previous car was a collection of dramatic curves and crests with lots of metallic trim. This one is arguably more sophisticated, but also more conservative. It's less busy overall, with fewer surfaces crashing up against each other, and no more awkward cut lines. It's been criticized for being too bland, but it has so far aged more gracefully than its predecessor. The look lacks the exuberance of the last Sonata, but it still has wide shoulders and an appealingly tapered shape. Horizontal lines everywhere calm down the looks, from the rear lip spoiler and its chrome surround, to the dual exhaust and its bright tips, to the bend at the bottom of the deck lid that takes some heft out of the rear end. It's closer to the invisible ideal of the modern family sedan. The Sonata Sport is the visual standout of the lineup, with its distinctive front-end appearance, side rocker extensions, and added chrome body side molding. Sport 2.0T models get an additional rear bumper fascia and quad exhaust tips, with showy 18-inch alloy wheels. The Sonata is technically defined by the EPA as a large car but is marketed as a mid-size car, against vehicles such as the Volkswagen Passat, Honda Accord, Subaru Legacy, Nissan Altima, and Ford Fusion. The Sonata is 191.1 inches long, and it does more with its dimensions than even the Honda Accord, which is longer, but less spacious. The Sonata has the same wheelbase as the Passat, at 110.4 inches, but packages in more people and cargo space than the Volkswagen, barely. Inside, there's a total of 122.4 cubic feet of space, split between 106.1 cubic feet for the humans and 16.3 cubic feet for cargo. A strong structure and plenty of sound-deadening material make the Sonata quiet at a good driving pace, plenty quiet for normal conversation. The Sonata's positively awash and storage bins, perfect for hiding stuff from drivers and passengers. The console and glove box are deep enough for stowing tablets. The covered bin ahead of the shifter tucks away USB and power points, and there's a handy rubber-lined bin to the right of the lever that's made for smartphones. Cup holders, door pockets, a trunk with pull-downs for the rear seat inside the trunk itself, It's all where you need it. All Sonatas come with 7 airbags, including a driver's side knee airbag. On the options list, and standard on more expensive trim levels, are features like adaptive cruise control, forward collision warnings with automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitors with rear cross traffic alerts, and rear parking sensors. Thank you. Like and subscribe.